We're talking about all of the Emerald cards in Rise of the Floodborn. That's right, the second set of Disney Lorcana. We're going to talk about all the cards 1 week at a time. This week, we're talking about the Emerald cards. Why would we do that? Because we want to know the cards. We want to remember them. And the more times we read them, the more that we'll remember them. We're going to know what they do. We're going to have spicy ideas for deck building. And we just get to talk together. So I'm excited for that. We're going to start off in alphabetical order, the way it should be. Arthur is here. He is the green Arthur. There's only one green Arthur, and it's him, the trained swordsman. He's got this lore about him, and it's made up for the story of Lorcana. It says it's not just fancy horses and swinging a sword around, you know. A true master must use his brain as well as his blade. Ooh, kind of crazy. This Arthur doesn't have a shift. This is just kind of a one of an Arthur. Like, why is he here? He's got the 4-3 stat line and he quests for 2. It's the same cost as Goat, but he quests for 2. He doesn't have an on-play ability. He has the hero keyword. Kind of cool. I guess this is the Dreamborn variant. No, the purple Arthur was also a Dreamborn variant. Interesting that he's here. I like it. This beast got an enchanted card. And it's an important card in Lorcana because it was one of the first cards to get a one-turn kill combo. This card can quest for all 20 lore in one turn if you have the right conditions met. And it has to do with his ability. When an opposing character is damaged, you may ready this character. And then it doesn't have the qualifier text. It doesn't say then this character can't quest for the rest of the turn. You'll see that a lot with red cards that ready characters. This card can just keep questing. So you find a way to do a damage. Maybe it's with Robin's bow, or maybe it's with exerting the 2-drop Robin to deal a damage, and then boom, you can ready Beast go again. You can even have Beast challenge stuff. Someone had a deck with this and the Resist song, our One Last Hope. I'll put it on the screen here, right there. Yeah, One Last Hope. It gives Resist +2 if it's a hero, and this has the hero keyword, so you're able to just keep, if it damages the character, you ready it again and then keep going. If the characters only have 2 strength, boom, you just keep readying it. Crazy wombo combos are available with this beast. It's relentless. This card has been through a lot. Right now, it's a $4 card. Let's talk about its history. If we go back 1 year ago, you'll see at the height here, it was about an $80 card. That's when it was released. And then it was around a $20 card for the long time when the first set came out because of these OTKs that were possible. This beast, super cool, super good. This is one of those cards, just like the legendary Mufasa card, that will never not be spicy. You can tech this in to kind of almost any green deck, especially a green deck with Tinkerbells. If you're going to do damage to stuff, the beast does stuff. Granted, Tink will only ever proc once because you can't quest and ready and then it does the damage and stuff. Tinkerbell is essentially only one instance of damage because it does it in the challenge and the trigger goes in the bag. Yeah, you could ready it, but you can't ready it again. You can't ready this and quest it. You get what I'm saying? I get what I'm saying. This is Belle, and Belle can shift into Belle. And that's a good deal because this Belle, super spicy too. The green stuff in Rise of the Floodborn is some of the best green cards there have been. This Belle has the when you play an opponent, while an opponent has no cards in hand, you're always playing an opponent. What am I talking about? While an opponent has no cards in hand, this character gets +2 lore. Whoa! So if they have no cards in hand, this thing quests for 3. It's kind of clunky to set up. When's your opponent going to not have a hand? Not often, if you know what I'm saying, but it's there, and it is a good shift target for this Belle. This Belle is crazy. You can shift it for 3. It only costs 5 to play down, but you can shift it as early as turn 3. And it's got the Thorny Arrows ability. Check it out. Let's read it together. The challenging character's player discards all cards in their hand. They could literally have been Whole New World. They could have literally all 7 cards in their hand. Challenge this character. Boom, discard him. That would trigger Prince John 7 times. It could do crazy things. This Belle is spicy. People didn't really make it work very good, but it can work very good. You can just build a whole deck around Belle. Belle should probably get support all the time. She'll always be spicy. I would like to play her. Maybe I'll play a deck with her later. Here he is, the sweet Bucky boy. And we're not going to spend too much time talking about Bucky, but he was the best card in all of Disney Lorcana. He was too good for this world, so they eroded him. He used to be a 2-cost. He used to have the ward ability, and he used to not have this stipulation here. Whenever you play a Floodborn character, if you shift to play them, each opponent chooses and discard a character. It used to only be whenever you play a Floodborn character, each opponent has to discard a card. Bucky was the best of them. I loved playing Bucky. It was so good. This card got up to like $20 this promo. Now it's regular cost. It's like $2 or something. What a great card. The best card. He was too good for this world. I love Bucky. We need more Bucky lore. Like, they should just make a Floodborn Bucky and make everybody crazy, or like a zombie Bucky. There's been so many memes around this one card. One of my favorite cards in all of Lorcana right here. This is Cheshire Cat, and he is always grinning. This is a Storyborn character, but he looks kind of Dreamborn to me. He's blended in with the tree branches, and it's pretty cool. What great art. And then this lore is made up for the story of Lorcana. Alice felt quite confused. So this has the same as Bonsai's stat lines, but Bonsai quests for 2 and is uninkable. I'd much rather have a Bonsai than this, but you might want this because this can shift into this. This is the super rare Cheshire Cat. He's got a 5/6 stat line, kind of unbeatable, and you can shift him as early as 5. He has evasive 2, incredible, can quest for 2, but you might be wanting to use his ability the most. It says exert, banish chosen damage character. So this got outclassed a lot by Anna, but Anna is banishable in many ways. This isn't banishable in many ways. It survives Zeus and it survives Medusa, so it's pretty cool. Say that about a lot of cards, but it's true. If you can survive Zeus and you can survive Medusa, you're going to be okay. Where's his other hand? Is his other hand supposed to be the dark part? Because his hand here is green. Where's his other hand? Is it just cut off right there? Oh boy. It's great art. This Floodborn Cheshire Cat deserves more lore about it. Would love to know more about Floodborn Cheshire Cat. This Daisy Duck I played for a while. I liked her. She says whenever this character quests, each opponent chooses and discards a card. This might come back because Green Steel's doing really good. And this is about the same as a Fire Duck, but it's not the same value as having a bunch of Prince Johns on board. This duck does good. And if there's ever ally synergy, I'm sure that this is going to pop off even more. Or if there's like a crazy Daisy Duck shift, we're going to be cooking with her. This is the Daisy Duck's partner. This is the Donald Duck Perfect Gentleman. You can shift him on 3, and you never did. You never shifted this on a duck. You would just play him down, and then you could make your opponent discard with Bucky because this was a Floodborn, but not anymore. It's the Floodborn ally, which is interesting because other Donald Ducks have the hero keyword, like the Musketeer has the hero keyword, and I get like he's the main character in that. I don't know why he wouldn't get the hero keyword in this, because like Donald Duck, kind of a hero if you ask me. He's got that at the start of your turn, each player may draw a card. And if you don't tell your opponent about this ability, that's not a good thing to do. You should tell them that it has this ability. You're both in charge of maintaining game state, and if they don't know about this trigger, you're failing to maintain game state. So make sure that if you play this card, you mention that the allow me trigger exists at the start of your turn. A good duck to know about, but I think his time has passed. This is the other Donald Duck that never saw any play. I don't think I'll ever see this played. Whenever you play an action, this character gets +2 strength this turn. Interesting, but you don't have that many cards to play that many actions. The most action that you're ever going to play in a turn is maybe 2-3. So you could go to a 6/5 on a 3 cost. That's kind of cool, but you're not playing a lot of actions, a lot of turns. But this does pair well with the legendary Ursula from Into the Inklands, where you double sing something and then boom, that's the same as playing 2 actions, because if you double sing with Ursula, boom, that's 2 actions played, and then it can go to a 4/5 and then you can challenge something. His value isn't challenging, and green doesn't challenge that much. I don't know. Green does other stuff. Green is discard. Green is doing other things. This is Dr. Facilier, and this is one that you don't see every day. This is one that I haven't thought about in years. Or a year, as I like to say. It has evasive, but it's got the 4/4 stat line. The 4/4 stat line is okay with me, though. Or, in my world, whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character can't quest during their next turn. This is kind of sick, dude. I kind of like this a lot. but it costs so much. And in green decks, you're not going to 7 ink a lot of times. Like usually on like Zan's newest green steel deck, you're pausing at 6 ink, and then you're just waiting to play hard cast your Tink or something. Kind of cool, kind of skibbity. We'll see. This is the Enchantress, the unexpected judge. If you didn't know who Enchantress was, she shows up at the beginning of Beauty and the Beast, and then she's the one that turns Beast into a beast. So she's got some powers, but she's got the weak powers right here. She's only got the 1-1 stat line, but if she is being challenged, she goes to a 3-1, which is crazy. So you can get your 2 lore off of her, and then if someone wants to challenge her, they're also probably going to be banished in the challenge. Enchantress was a little bit spicy back in set 2, but her time again has passed. We might see this in an aggro list. There's a pretty popular yellow-green aggro list that's going around right now, and this could sneak right in there. This is the Flynn Rider Wombo combo right here. You'd much rather play the Flynn Rider from set 1, which was a 2 cost, but this one was also a good one for survivability. This Flynn Rider has the pictures of all the other Flynn Riders cards in the background. Have we gotten all these cards? I think we need to check. This one is specifically the next card that we're talking about. This is just a vanilla card with the 1/3 stat line, which basically means that it can survive Cinderella Scene, Strength of the Raging Fire, or Let the Storm Rage on turn 2. This is Flynn Rider, and this is what you'd shift on. This one won the Disney Lorcana Challenge Chicago because Bucky was around, and this paired so well with Bucky. You could shift this on a Flynn as early as turn 2, but you play down your Bucky on turn 2, and then you'd shift this later. And then when you played it, boom, they have to discard a card. It works. It does. It has evasive. The amount of times that opponents will want to challenge this, ooh, not good. If you put this at hitting COVID, it goes to a 2/4, so it survives Smash. People were playing Smashes back then. And it has the one last big score. And it's a negative ability. So if there's ever a thing that like shuts off cards' abilities, then this is going to be super good to be able to quest for 4 as early as turn 2. So keep an eye on that. If there's ever a card that shuts off cards' abilities, this is going to be cool. You know how like Pete shuts off actions? We just need a card that shuts off abilities, and then Flynn Rider gonna pop off again. It says this character gets -1 lore for each card in your opponent's hand. So if your opponent has 4 cards, this gets 0 lore. So that's a bad deal, but you're playing this in a discard, and then you get to quest for all 4. Gaston, good old Gassy. While 1 or more opponents have no cards in their hand, this character gets +3 strength. Don't I deserve the best? That's what he says in the anime when he's looking at Belle, I guess, in the forest. Weirdo. The 1/3 stat line, not good, not playable, not a card that you want to pull in your foil slot. If you ask me, this is Little John, and we need a little bit more Little John love, because he got like a steel super rare, but it was a bodyguard. It wasn't good. I get that, like, his whole thing is being a bodyguard, but like, I don't know. Little John needs a better card. It's a 6/6 stat line, so that's pretty cool. And in Quest for 2, maybe this is pretty good. It's just I don't like vanilla cards. I like reading my cards and doing what they say. What's the rush, Rob? Take a load off. There's plenty of time to go looking for lore lost in that crazy ink. Where's the crazy ink? I'd love to know. This Lucifer has made a comeback. It was in Zach Bivens' DLC list for Las Vegas, and he got the #1 seed in DLC Vegas. It says when you play this character, each opponent chooses and discards either 2 cards or 1 action card. So good. If your opponent is playing a Mufasa deck, boom, they discard 2. If your opponent is playing a Steel Song deck or something, like, boom, make them discard their best song. They're going to be low anyways. And then you get more value out of it. After that, you can either sing 5-cost songs or you can quest for 2. It has a lot of value. It's not here to like stick on board. It's here to do this ability, and then you can have extra value with singing or questing if you so choose to do so. The Lucifer, a good card, a spicy one. I think it'll be a spicy tech in Emerald Steel for a long time to come. If you don't have 4 Lucifers, they're super cheap. You can get 4 Lucifers for, what is that, like $1.50. The Pain and Panic combo is here to be a Pain and Panic combo. It's just here for the fan service, but it's also here for the Alice cascading down support. It says, wow, this character has 5 strength and more, he gets 2 lore. So like this will be one of your stops in your support. and then finally giving it to Alice at the end so you can quest for 5. But this one can quest for 3, almost like Alice, but a little bit worse. And then you can give him 5 strength really, really easy with the panic button. This is panic. When you play this character, chosen character gets +2 strength this turn. And then it has a replacement effect. It says if the chosen character is named Pain, he gets +4 strength instead. So the wombo combo is you play this down on 2. He's dry. He's ready to quest. The next turn you play this down on 3. It changes this to a 5/4 character. And then, boom, it quests for 3. A cool wombo combo for sure. And then if you give this support somehow with like the Scepter of Arendelle, which you would play in an Alice support deck, then you can give that to another character. You could give it to this guy, Pete. Pete wants to have more strength too. He has Ward, which is great. An underrated ability. Any card with Ward is okay with me because you can leave it on board and it can just wait until it's ready to do its thing. It says whenever you play an action, this character gets +2 strength this turn. So you can already make it 5, like right off the bat if you play any action. Then it says when this character has 7 or more strength, he gets +2 lore. So this thing can quest for 4 if you give it 7 strength. And if you give this guy support and he has 5 after playing this, then this can get the 5 strength and go to an 8/4, and then you can give it to Alice. And it's only a 4-card combo to make Alice work. But you know, I don't know. This is Prince John, and Prince John's foil is $14. Unbelievable. What a valuable card. The regular card's $4 by itself. It has Ward. Super good. Ward, underrated. If you don't have a Ward card, what are you doing, Bob? And then it has the I Sentence You ability. Whenever your opponent discards 1 or more cards, you may draw a card for each card discarded. So if you like Whole New World, and they have a whole hand of 7 cards, you can draw another 7 cards. It's just as good as Diablo, or is it? It's kind of pretty good. It's kind of made a huge comeback. What a great card right here. And then this little storybook icon means that it comes straight from the lore, from the anime. It says, taxes, taxes, beautiful, lovely taxes. That's what Prince John sounds like. If you didn't know. This is Queen of Hearts, and she has a cool little ability. If you've already damaged a character, when you play this character, deal 1 damage to chosen damaged opposing character. So you can play her down on 2 after you already done some damage with like Robin Hood. So like if you're playing like a green steel and you're doing like a way different kind of list, and then you like damage a Daisy Duck with Robin Hood, and then on turn 2 you can play this down, and then it would deal 1 damage to the Daisy. That wouldn't work. That's only 3 damage. What am I talking about? Forget everything that I said. It quests for 2. That's a lot of value, and this has a good shift. In the next card? No, in the red version. Like, if you play this in the red-green deck, it has a good shift. It also has a good shift in yellow. Queen of Hearts got a lot of support. Pretty good. This is Radigan. Oh, Radigan. He has evasive, and he quests for 2. He only has 1 willpower, though. So it's not the best, but he is a Radigan, and there are people that love Radigan. This is Ray, and Ray is a 5-cost, 3/3, quest for 3, and evasive. There's a new Zazu that does the same thing. It's a 5/3/5, and quest for 2. But I think I'd have Ray because of this ability right here. Getting another lore, questing for 3. If it sticks for 2 turns, because it's evasive and they don't have a way to get rid of evasive characters, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. The card that we're really missing in Disney Lorcana is Ray's girlfriend, Evangeline. And what if we got a star card? That'd be crazy, dude. This is the Queen, and people have been trying to make the Queen work since before I was born, but it's not going to work because it's so confusing. You got to figure out what it means. It says exert, choose and discard a character card. Gain lore equal to the discarded character's lore. So you might say, oh, that's super easy. I discard this character and gain 4 lore. You'd be wrong because the effect would apply. This character's lore changes based on cards in your opponent's hand. So if your opponent has 4 cards in their hand, you want to get any lore with the Queen. Same way with other people that require things to get lore. Like the one that's coming to mind right now, because we said it 4 times in a row, is Alice. Like Alice can get 5 lore if she has 10 strength. And because Alice will never have 10 strength when she's in your hand, you'll only get 1 lore from discarding her. That's what it do be like. People always have a question about the Queen. Look at that. Look at that Queen. Is that the Forbidden Mountain? Look at that Queen. I don't know. She's a super rare? Wow. Tiana. Tiana is the reverse of Zazu, but it leaves out the evasive. So Ray and Zazu have evasive, and then Tiana doesn't get evasive. It's a bad deal because Zazu has the 5 willpower and the street strength and cost 5 and quest for 2. I don't know if this has more value than Ray. I think Ray might be better than Tiana in this situation because why would you want more strength if you're just going to be removed? Like, I don't know. Ray's better than Tiana. That's all I'll say. And this is a common card. This is 9 cents. Oh, this is 9 cents too. I don't know. This is Verona, and she's voiced by Christina from Grey's Anatomy, and I like that. Have you ever seen Grey's Anatomy? 24 to 35-year-old man watching this. Have you seen Grey's Anatomy? I have. This is Christina from Grey's Anatomy. She voices her. And she has this weird cat thing, the Fang Chief. This is from the Raya the Last Dragon movie. 5/5, quest for 2. Lots of similar things. This is 5, this is 5, this is 5. The quest for 2 or 3. I'd rather have Ray over Verona. Not gonna lie. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo has some spice. Got lots of spice. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. And this dress, I'll be honest, it's been debated. People say, this is a blue dress. Bro, guess what? It's a silver dress. Isn't that crazy? It's silver. It's just blue in the moonlight. Don't at me. This card, lots of spice, especially if you play it with Ursula. Because you don't, like, after a card goes back to your hand, it's private knowledge, so it can be the same card. Does that make sense? It does make sense. So even if you bounce one goat to your hand, it doesn't say another. Like, you play the same card for free. Kind of cool. It says return chosen character of yours to your hand to play a character with the same cost or less for free. You can choose the same character, or you can choose something, or you can just choose something with the same cost. It'd be crazy. There was a time when somebody bibbidi bobbidi their Donald Duck and then played their Donald Duck from hand. And then, I don't know how I felt about that. It was the same Donald Duck. But that's just how it goes. This is balance. Balance says, return chosen character of yours to your hand. Return another chosen character to their player's hand. So it's kind of a little wombo combo. And if you have a Merlin that wants to be bounced, or like a Madam and Fox that you want to reuse, this is kind of a good in action, but it never saw any play. I've seen no spicy decks put this in there. But if you know of a spicy deck that put this in there, let me know. Drop the Dreamborn link in the comments. Let me see it. I would love to see Bounce used effectively. This is Hypnotize, and it's arguably one of the best cards in Lorcana right now because it's in all of the green steals. Lots of people say it should be a 4 of, which is absolutely wild that this is only a 53-cent card. It's only a common, and that makes sense. The foil version of this is a cool card because, like, oh, this is foily. It's a good one. It says each opponent chooses and discards a card. Draw a card. Sir Hiss is literally crazy for that. And if you like synergies within your Disney movies, let me just tell you, if you have 4 Prince Johns on board and you play a Hypnotize, not only do you draw a card from Hypnotize, but Prince John will trigger 4 times and you'll draw 5 cards from this one Hypnotize action. It's so good. You keep this around in your hand. You shift Diablo with it because the Ursula Deceiver can't snipe it from your hands. So good. Such a good card. Mwah! What's not a good card is this Improvise. Am I right? It says chosen character gets +1 strength this turn. Draw a card. Ooh, it says draw a card. I like the sound of that. And you only have to pay 1 for it. That's not quite half bad. And you get +1 strength to take out daisies. Is this the best card in Lorcana? No one plays it. Don't do it. Don't put it in your deck. This is Pack Tactics. Cost 4. I don't think I've ever looked at this art before. This is a crazy art. Who is that? I don't know who that... Cusco? Pasha? You want to survive in the jungle? Start thinking like you belong here. Cusco, no problem. Grr, look at me. I'm a jaguar. It says gain 1 lore for each damaged character opponents have in play. Definitely put this in a multiplayer deck. You play this in Tinkerbell in a multiplayer deck, and it's a win con all by itself. This is pretty cool. I definitely play this in a multiplayer deck. And Cusco's crazy for saying that he's a jaguar. This is Ring the Bell. It says banish, damage. Banish chosen damage character. It costs 3. But Anna also costs 3. Anna costs 5. It is unequal. This, I don't know. I think lots of stuff got outclassed by Anna with the release of Shimmering Skies, Anna has a 3-cost character, and then you can play the 2-cost kicker to either make your opponent discard a card, give a chosen character +2 strength this turn, or banish chosen damaged character. This is it in an action card, which is kind of useful, but not as good as Hypnotize. When I'm taking up an action slot, it's going to be with Hypnotize. This is Radigan's Marvelous Trap. Uninkable 3-cost item. Banish this item. Each opponent loses 2 lore. Ooh, another multiplayer card to like make opponents lose lore. What it mean? Play this in a Christmas color deck, and you're good to go. You're off to the races. And this is the thing that like Basil and his friend get strapped down to, and they're about to like, Basil, and he gets out of there. He devises a plan. Simple in purpose, elaborate in execution, just like Ratigan. And then we got 2 enchanted emerald cards in this set, the Pete and the Beast. The Pete went down to like $40. The Beast is okay, around the $70-ish mark. The Beast, super good, like I said. And one time I made a meme where this was Garfield and he was reaching for a plate of lasagna, and I think that was one of my best Disney Lorcana memes I ever made. I think I won't be able to top that. If you like Garfield, leave a like, please, and we'll see you in the next video.